Just did a video about military history with U.S. and China and how the U.S. may have been setting up some type of a long-term war over the last 40 years since 1978 to try to defeat communism. Well, this is a thought or three about Christianity, prophecy, Jesus, the church, and how that relates to the war. So if you're not interested in that stuff, then skip over the video. You've been warned. China. Within the last month or so, China made a new law that every Christian gathering, even a Bible study of two people, has to register with the Three Self Church. And the Three Selves actually were written by Watchman Nee, but then reapplied by China. Self-propagated means they spread themselves. They don't get help from missions agencies and stuff, all in China. Self-funded, same thing. Money comes from China, not other countries, no interference. And then self-administered, same thing. They don't join a denomination that's headed overseas. Everything's just autonomous. The problem is the Three Self Church, by the state of China, doesn't really have a Jesus or a God. It's just love the government, love the church. That's it. Now, how does that allow a real Christianity to function? The idea of Christianity is there's this God that you get connected with, and like a light bulb plugging into electricity, all of a sudden it's got juice with which it can run. A lot of people run through life trying to have happiness or success or whatever, and they just can't seem to figure out where the happiness is because they can't find it. But by finding God, they're able to find this new level of happiness and ability and strength. Well, that's the Christian worldview. True or false, it works. And if I believe it, I'm Christian. I see it work. I don't know how it couldn't. People try to get in philosophical arguments with me. I'm like, well, what about the power and the happiness? And that's not part of the debates of atheism. So you have to debate, how a light bulb works that never turns on. That's my view. Well, China is part of that atheism thing that just doesn't believe in this God thing. They're just joking. Well, but it works. So you unplug the God part, the Christianity part stops working. So in a sense, by requiring every Christian Bible study to be part of this godless church, China's kind of declared war on Jesus. And they've also declared war on millions and millions and millions of praying Christians in China. So the question is, does prayer really have an effective impact on war? We're going to see. Now, related to that, a lot of prophecies about island territories, island nations, goes back to even 2005. Excuse me. Christians in and around Southeast Asia, Far East Asia, have been praying and having dreams and visions or just a feeling while they're praying that if the Christians would come together in those islands and territories, then war would not come into their land and they would remain peaceful. Okay, the implication is if they don't, then war could come in and make a big disruption. I'm in Taiwan. I know that there are a lot of pastors playing little territorial games. One church, if you donate your estate, if you will your estate to the church, you can become an elder. Another one, it's lots of gossip, lots of we're going to meet about that person, without that person, and decide the truth. The Bible's against that, and that's not the way to work. So there's a lot of factions and a lot of reasons Christians come up with to not come together. Their friends in America know about it, but won't say anything about it. Now, Hong Kong has a very united church. Christians there get along a lot. It's really amazing. So if war comes to some of these places, as a Christian, this isn't a prophecy. I'm just looking at what other prophecies are. I'm going to hold a lot of those Christians responsible in those places and in America for not having helped Christians come together. Okay, we'll see about that. Lastly, there is another little prophecy came into 2018. The U.S. gets in a war with China, and then that's when Russia sneak attacks, something about Minnesota and Florida. I don't know about that. I only know there was a prophecy. I think militarily, U.S. and or China getting in a war with America while Trump's in office is a bad idea. But, these are communists, and just they don't get the God thing, and they want to have a godless Christianity. Elevator doesn't go to top floor with them, so they might actually bite it. The thing is, though, with that prophecy, America wins.